Hello, my name is Abhishek Dua from A Square Community. So, since it's an investing community, we keep on exploring some new opportunities and we are very bullish on green hydrogen. So, we were looking whom to call for green hydrogen who can explain us green hydrogen in a very deep way. So, we have a special guest today with us, the CEO of Matrix Gas and Renewable, Mr. Chirag Kotecha ji. So he's with us today on our podcast. So we'll be having lots of questions and he will take us deep into green hydrogen. So please make way for Mr. Chirag Kotecha ji. Hello sir, how are you?
Very good, Abhishek. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to me to be on your podcast.
So today we'll be having lots and lots of discussion about green hydrogen, about PLI schemes. But initially I would like to understand about your background. How did you came across Matrix Gas and Renewables? How did the idea started? And just want to understand about your education background and your background, sir.
Sure, Abhishek. So, as per my education, I have done my BE and MBA. So, I am a techno commercial person. In terms of my previous experience, I worked with lot of conglomerates in India as well as MNCs, which includes Gujarat Gas, GSPC, Adani, Total, Reliance, as well as BP. So I have about 17 years of experience before incorporating Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited. In terms of the idea of Matrix, so very interestingly, I was always having the dream of having something on my own from my college days, and with all destiny and Almighty God blessings, I met my co-founder, Mr. Anmol Singh Jaggi, who has founded series of entrepreneurs in terms of Gensol Engineering Limited, Blue Smart, Param. So I had pitched him the idea of Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited in terms of green hydrogen, gas aggregation, CGD, as well as electrolyzer manufacturing plant. There was meeting of the same kind of mindset, and we started Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited before 3 years. We started with gas aggregation. We had came down to the green hydrogen as the next oil and gas, because that is what we are very bullish on in terms of future of green hydrogen. And we are also working on acquisition of various CGD assets in terms of development of gas infrastructure for various geographical areas across India.
So before we should dive deep into green hydrogen, I'll be sharing my experience about green hydrogen, about my knowledge. So green hydrogen, if I'm not mistaken, it is like extraction of hydrogen from water using the process called electrolysis, which I did in my school class. I still remember when I was in my eighth class, I used to do that electrolysis process. But the electricity which is coming for the process is through a renewable resource, like a solar or a wind, and the final product, the extraction of hydrogen, is called a green hydrogen. Am I right, sir?
That's absolutely correct. So, as you have pointed out, there are various forms of hydrogen. Green hydrogen is the current buzzword, and the government of India is also giving lot of thirst and incentives for green hydrogen development into India. In terms of various other forms of hydrogen, so hydrogen is not a new thing. We were manufacturing, producing hydrogen for last couple of decades, but and that includes all various forms of hydrogen. Let us say blue hydrogen, which is actually hydrogen and oxygen molecules are bifurcated from water through the natural gas based power.
Okay.
Same way in terms of blue hydrogen, then blue hydrogen is through the SMR process, through natural gas. Then there is black hydrogen, which is through coal. Then there is also pink hydrogen, where the electricity or power is actually produced from the nuclear power plant, and that is used to extract hydrogen from the water. So these are various forms of hydrogen, but there are a lot of emissions which are going into producing hydrogen through these conventional routes. And that is where I think your point comes into the picture, where green hydrogen is becoming more and more prominent. Because for green hydrogen, earlier there were issues related to the, so green hydrogen by definition it is produced through either solar, wind or hydropower.
Right.
So solar power, with all uh, kind of focus from government of India and various ministries, including prominently MNRE, which is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. The solar cost from earlier days of 2004-5, which was in the range of more than 20 rupees a unit, has now drastically reduced to 2.5 rupees, which is 10 times reduction.
Okay.
So from your school days when you were producing hydrogen in laboratory, if you would have used the solar power, it would have cost enormously high. While with the current practical applications, solar power produced hydrogen is very much competitive, specifically where green hydrogen is used as feedstock.
So basically, when I was in my school, I was doing electrolysis. That time, the cost of hydrogen was very expensive because the cost of electricity through solar was very expensive. But now, since it has come down, so now it is a viable product. It is a cost-effective product. We can say that green hydrogen, because of the cost of solar has come down.
Absolutely correct.
Right.
So current cost of green hydrogen is hovering around $3 to $3.5 per kg, wherein the government of India is targeting and they are creating an ecosystem to kind of produce the economies of scale which can reduce this to $1 per kg of hydrogen.
So just want to understand that, okay, even I've heard lots about green hydrogen and government policies. So can you just tell me what are the government policies supporting this green hydrogen mission? Because I think there are some missions going on regarding green hydrogen, and there's some PLI scheme as well. So have you got any PLI scheme? And we would like to know about what is a PLI scheme as well, because many people doesn't know what is a PLI scheme.
Sure. So Government of India, as a very proactive measure, they have designed National Green Hydrogen Mission, wherein they have lots of components, lots of PLIs, which is production linked incentives, where they are giving the production linked incentives for green hydrogen production, for electrolyzer manufacturing plant setup, for green steel manufacturing related technological innovations, for the green hydrogen refueling outlets, which will be used for the mobility sector as well. So in terms of Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited, we have got the PLI for setting up the electrolyzer manufacturing plant. This PLI will be granted to us based on our production, and the two factors which are very crucial in terms of green hydrogen is the local value addition, which triggers the Make in India concept, and second is the standard energy consumption. The power, solar power, hydropower, or the wind power, the quantity of power required to produce 1 kg of hydrogen. So we are committed to set up, we are already taking firm actions to set up the electrolyzer manufacturing plant, and this will be state of the art, fully automated, and best of infrastructure globally we would like and we are committed to create for Matrix as well as for our country.
Okay. So sir, basically in this entire value chain, we have solar plant, then we have electrolyzers where we are extracting hydrogen from water, and then there's the final product called green hydrogen. So in this entire value chain, what is the cost of solar, which is incurred in the process, and then the electrolyzers, and what is the bottleneck? Actually, if I say the maximum cost, will you give it to the solar thing or the electrolyzer plant or the end product or the storage? Even storage is a bottleneck, I've heard, because storing hydrogen is a challenge actually.
Yeah, so I'll go point by point. In terms of green hydrogen production, the costing part in terms of the capex, if you take, then 30% roundabout is about the solar plant capex,
Okay.
and we have very good synergy actually being Matrix being a Gensol group company.
Yeah, of course.
So Gensol being one of the largest solar EPC solution provider as well as IPP developer, we are getting good synergy in terms of the competitive solar power tariffs to be given for to be offered to Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited for generation and production of hydrogen. So 30% capex belongs to solar power plants.
Okay.
Then comes your stake. So as a phenomenon, when we say electrolyzer system, that includes two core components. One is the stake, where actually the green hydrogen is being bifurcated from water. Of course, oxygen is also one of the byproduct which we are producing, and then we are taking it into the balance of plant where we have lot of apparatus machines which are filtering the green hydrogen, which are extracting the impurities from green hydrogen, and the kind of standard which as Matrix as well as which the green hydrogen industry is following is we are producing 99.999% of green hydrogen. The oxygen also which is produced is the clinical level purity oxygen. So that can also be used in various industrial applications as well as the hospitals. So in terms of green hydrogen, the electrolyzer, when we are saying, stake will be taking about again 25-28% of capex, and the balance about 40% will be the balance of plant. So this is how a standard green hydrogen production plant looks like. If there are additional components required which you were mentioning in your query, which is about the storage, compression as well as the dispensing, then they are at the separate contributors. Now in terms of, there are lots and lots of opportunities in terms of green hydrogen being solar power. I think at its most bottom level, the kind of motivation given by Government of India through MNRE as well as SECI is phenomenal. In terms of even the private sector which is using green hydrogen, they are also very much interested in terms of using green hydrogen for decarbonizing their industries at stake through the green hydrogen. Yes, of course, there are some challenges. I would not say bottlenecks, but there are some challenges where as industry we are collaboratively working, which is of course one is the storage, where there are a significant amount of cost attributed to. Then second is about also the transportation of green hydrogen, because there also for green hydrogen it takes lot of cost. So we are working on the innovative technologies with the best of academicians, with the best of scientists, with the best of educational institutes which our country has, and we are working day in day out to bring down the cost and to achieve the kind of target which our honorable Prime Minister has given as a vision of producing green hydrogen at $1 per kg. Of course, it is challenging, but if we work collaboratively, we can definitely achieve it. How we have achieved it in solar, when in 2004-5, if somebody has forecasted the solar price, solar tariff would be 2.5 rupees per unit, it would have been unheard of or unimaginable of.
Okay, so I just want to understand about the technology know-how as well. What I've read about the green hydrogen sector, that still India is lacking in the technology know-how, and we are collaborating with a Chinese company to. We need support from the Chinese company.
So basically, we as green hydrogen player, when I'm talking about Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited, we have various technology tie-ups in terms of there are prominent US-based companies, European companies, from which we are taking the technology transfer, as well as we are working in certain parts like green steel, where we are also working with best of the government of India institutions and scientists to make the indigenous technology, because green steel will have a very bullish kind of future, considering the CBAM mechanism in European countries, which attracts the carbon border tax. So we are working on the indigenous technology for the green steel, green DRI vertical shaft, where we can actually innovate along with other partners, the consortium members, how we can make a fit for India kind of technology. So that is again a very interesting project as Matrix team we are working on.
So basically, the whole idea about solar, wind, and green hydrogen came because of the decarbonization. We have to get the carbon emission down. So, and maximum carbon emission happens in India through steel plants. So just want to understand, if you are producing green hydrogen, what are the applications of green hydrogen? Where will it be used? And can we use it in a steel plant where we can get the carbon emission down?
Of course. So green hydrogen is used in multiple of applications. So as you have pointed out, we can use it in bulk of volumes for green steel, for producing green steel in the steel segment, where we can actually, along with the decarbonization, we should also be working with the end users how we can become competitive against what their current cost of productions are. So it should both work in tandem and not in isolation. So of course the steel segment, then there is very much prominent sector which is fertilizer for greens hydrogen usage and application, where again government of India has come up, because the one of the challenge for green hydrogen is that you need to have a firm offtake of green hydrogen. So let us say when we are building a green hydrogen production plant as Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited, we are always looking to solve the challenge of firm offtake for longer duration, let us say 15, 20, 25 years, with which we sign the hydrogen sales agreement with the end users, and we set up the state of the art infrastructure with 100% focus on the safety, because that is also very critical for green hydrogen. So when we are doing this, we should be working collaboratively for fertilizer sector, where again government of India has come up recently with a 10-year offtake, firm offtake from the fertilizer sector, where again SECI has come up with a very good initiative of coming up with RFS, where they are giving twofold benefits. First and foremost, they are giving the 10 years firm offtake. Second is they are also giving the incentives for green hydrogen in terms of use application for fertilizer. Third is, of course, you can use it in the specialty chemical sector, where you need green hydrogen as a feedstock. So currently as Matrix, we are focusing on those applications where green hydrogen is used as the feedstock and not for the energy generation or burning purpose, where actually there are other alternate fuels like LNG, natural gas, which are more prominent, and this will become, green hydrogen applications will become prominent for the heating purpose or for the burning purpose once we will able to bring the cost down. But currently we are focusing on those sector where green hydrogen is used as feedstock, and we are replacing either blue hydrogen, either grey hydrogen or black hydrogen, and also bringing in the cost down from this traditional fuels of green hydrogen.
So basically, there are three major industries which contributes to the maximum carbon emission. One is steel, one is chemical plants, and one is transportation. So you mentioned about steel industry, you mentioned about chemical. Just want to understand, even our roadways minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji, told that we are coming up with the hydrogen cars. So is it feasible, or can we expect hydrogen in cars as well?
Absolutely. So, very much for the mobility sector, and Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited is doing a very interesting project where we are doing it for our customer who is NHPC, and we are putting this plant, green hydrogen production plant, in Kargil region, which is very much important in terms of safety and security as well for our country. So there are a lot of geographical challenges in terms of transporting
Right.
the traditional fuels, MS, HSD, all of those stuff. So we are putting in our best efforts to use green hydrogen as mobility sector for NHPC.
Okay.
So NHPC will be having the buses where they will be not using the HSD or MS, they will be using green hydrogen.
Okay.
So this project is already under construction while we are speaking, and it is having the comprehensive scope where Gensol is doing solar power plant. We are putting in stake plus balance of plant, which includes electrolyzer, then storage, compression, as well as the dispensing. So this is the green hydrogen refueling outlet which we are creating for NHPC as EPC contract.
Okay.
So similar way, we are also working on green hydrogen application into the car segment as well, passenger cars.
Okay.
And as you may be aware, we, as Mr. Anmol Singh Jaggi, runs a very successful venture which is Blue Smart.
Right.
So Blue Smart is having more than 1,000 passenger cars in terms of Bengaluru, as well as 7,500 cars in NCR, where we are sitting currently.
Right.
So they have also started their services in Dubai as well now.
Yeah.
So we are working closely with Blue Smart, where we are committed to set up the green hydrogen refueling station.
Oh.
Blue Smart will bring in the hydrogen cars,
Okay.
and we will be working together so that we can actually kind of achieve the dream of our Honorable Minister Nitin Gadkari ji, where you will be seeing hydrogen cars running on green hydrogen fuel on NCR region,
Okay.
which is part of Blue Smart. So that is the plan which we are working with Blue Smart. But there are challenges related to the cost,
Okay.
because at $3.5 the economics do not work actually.
Right.
So we are also working on another type of green hydrogen, which is the purest form of hydrogen, in terms of very similar to the electrolyzer produced green hydrogen, which is the biohydrogen.
Okay.
So there we have a technology tie-up with one of the US-based prominent company. We are utilizing that technology, and with that we will be setting up the biohydrogen, which will also kind of reduce the challenges related to burning of biomass products, related to resolution of municipal waste. So we will be using those biomasses, and we will be directly converting from biomass to hydrogen with the plasma processes.
Okay.
So there we can actually bring down the cost to about $2.5 per kg, and with those costs we can actually be parallel to what MS and HSD costs are
Okay.
as of today's prevailing market. So that is a very interesting project which we are working as Matrix along with Blue Smart.
Okay. So you just mentioned that you're working on a project with an NHPC in Kargil area. So we would like to know about more orders you have, any big project you're working on, and what kind of order book you have right now.
Sure. So, in terms of green hydrogen, we are working on very interesting projects where we have already covered the NHPC project in Kargil. We are also working on developing India's first green hydrogen valley. So, this concept is actually where we are developing green hydrogen infrastructure within a cluster. So, this is a specialty chemical sector for which we are working along with one of the national PSUs, and we are creating the green hydrogen cluster, which green hydrogen will be then supplied to the specific clusters of specialty chemical region, and this is a very scalable model. So currently we are working on one project for this particular sector. This can be replicated all across the India where there are specialty chemical sectors, like in Gujarat, Ankleshwar, Bharuch, Surat, in UP, in Maharashtra, in all parts of India where we have the specialty chemical sectors. Then we are also working on to develop green hydrogen production plants for fertilizer sector.
Okay.
So there we are developing again state of the art production plants for fertilizer sectors, which are both in terms of producing ammonia as well as urea. Then we are also working with the pharmaceutical company which has a very huge requirement of green hydrogen. This project we are developing on our balance sheet strength, and we are going to sign a 20-year contract with the company. So that is how we are working in various interesting applications where we can demonstrate the decarbonizing at scale, and we can also then scale it up all across India, because green hydrogen production plants are, so it works on decentralized model. If you kind of produce green hydrogen as a mega scale and then transport it to the various parts of country, then as of the current technology, transportation cost is very high.
Right.
So the model which Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited has followed is to establish the green hydrogen production plants on decentralized model. So we look forward to set up the infrastructure very near to the customer rather than going for the transportation. We either go and create this infrastructure in the backyards of customer plant, or we go and create it within the cluster for the cluster of industries. So that is how we are working in terms of green hydrogen.
Okay. So you just mentioned ammonia. So just want to understand green ammonia. Recently, I was reading an article that the shipping industry is the backbone of all the exports, and shipping industry. If we want to have green hydrogen in shipping, that is a challenge because of the energy density. Energy density of hydrogen is pretty. Basically, you need big storage system. But if you get it into ammonia, if you use green ammonia in shipping sector, so then it is a game changer actually. And shipping is a backbone for all the foreign trades. So just want to understand about green ammonia, sir.
So absolutely, green ammonia has very wide applications in terms of shipping, in terms of power plants, and that is a very beneficial thing, because as I have described, that green hydrogen transportation costs are today an issue. Of course, that will be solved once there are technology upgradations. But based on today's thing, if we want to transport green hydrogen for very large distances, then the best option available today is to convert green hydrogen into green ammonia, and from any respective port in India, we can actually export green ammonia, which can again be used into various applications Shipping is a very potential example which we have given. It can also be used in a power plant for blending along with the natural gas. So, green ammonia is also a very prominent aspect, and I would put it into the bucket of green hydrogen derivative. So, green ammonia, as of today, lot of developments are happening. As Matrix Gas and Renewables, we are also exploring this pace and utilizing our green hydrogen expertise to monetize, to focus in terms of the green ammonia as well. So we have our plans to enter into green ammonia space. We are firming up our plans as of now. There are a lot of opportunities. Uh, of course, there are export opportunities where green ammonia prices and kind of profitability are touching the roof. In terms of domestic market also, government of India again as a part of National Green Hydrogen Mission come up with very interesting opportunity where they are providing the 10 years firm offtake and incentives for green ammonia as well. So while we are speaking, the tender is already live and we are exploring how we can participate into this as Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited.
Okay. So we discussed about a PLI scheme. Just want to understand that Matrix Gas and Renewable have got any PLI scheme so far?
Yes, absolutely. So as a part of PLI for electrolyzer manufacturing plant setup, we have got the PLI for PLI within the trench 1 for 63 megawatt, and we have already started taking actions in terms of procurement of land, technology tie-ups for electrolyzer, and getting the permissions, getting all the stakeholders on the same page. So we are working on that particular plan. We have also bid for another 237 megawatt in trench 2, for which technical bids are opened and we are awaiting for the opening of financial bids. Look forward for your best wishes to get that as well.
Best wishes are with you, sir.
Thank you.
So recently you raised 350 crores in a pre-IPO round. So just want to understand that how will we be utilizing these funds actually?
We have raised 350 crores of equity in the month of February and March 2024. This money we are utilizing in terms of our various business streams. So in terms of gas aggregation, working capitals, in terms of CGD, we are into the advanced stage of acquisition of various geographical areas wherein we will be developing the gas infrastructure, natural gas infrastructure in terms of putting up pipelines. We are also working on very interesting aspect of virtual pipeline where LNG transportation is done through the trucks, through the cryogenic containers, ISO containers, and that actually saves lot of capex and provides lot of thirst in terms of developing the CNG infrastructure, which is again CNG is used prominently for the mobility sector. We will also be supplying natural gas to the customers in industrial sector within our geographical area, to the commercial customers as well as the domestic customers. So that is the second segment where we are utilizing this equity. Third and fourth are related to green hydrogen, in setting up the green hydrogen production plants on build on operate basis, where we put the equity and debt from the financial institutions and the equity which we have raised. We put the green hydrogen infrastructure plant and we sign into the long term contracts with the end users, with the customers, steel, refinery, then the fertilizers, specialty chemicals for 20 to 25 years. So we have firm offtake in terms of green hydrogen, which solves the bigger part of the puzzle, and we then need to focus on developing state of the art 100% safe infrastructure for providing the green hydrogen supply on long term basis.
And so want to understand about the market size and where we can see the electrolyzer market in the next 5 years. So in terms of percentage, if you can just help us out.
Sure. So as per the National Green Hydrogen Mission, Government of India has given every one of us, including the PSU sector, including the private sector, to achieve 5 MTPA of green hydrogen production within the country by 2030. So that is the size of the market which we are looking into, which is phenomenally great. And the kind of vision which Government of India has, we are also working with similar kind of bullish attitude on achieving this particular 5 MTPA capacity thing, whereas Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited, we have set up the vision for us and our team to achieve 1000 megawatt of green hydrogen production plants in next 1000 days. So that is roughly about 1 gigawatt in next 3 years, which is a very Herculean task, but we are very sure we will be able to achieve this as a team, and Government of India will continue to support our endeavors. In a kind of, if you allow me to paint a larger picture, we look forward of Matrix positioning as creating the moat which the conglomerates like Reliance, they have created in refinery, in telecom, Adani group who have created their moat in terms of the ports, power plants, all those segments. We are putting in our best efforts to achieve the similar kind of moat for Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited for green hydrogen.
So basically, the sector looks very promising. Green hydrogen looks promising, but the only challenge right now is the cost of hydrogen. Like it was earlier with the solar case in 2004, 2005, the solar electricity was very expensive. Right now, the cost of hydrogen is expensive, and with time, you're saying that it will go down.
Definitely. So the kind of capacities which we are building as a country, where we are also putting up as Matrix 350 megawatt electrolyzer manufacturing plant, and this will be expanded to 1 gigawatt by the end of 2030 based on the receiving of strong order book from our respected customers. So we are looking into this green hydrogen as well as electrolyzer market to grow at 45 to 50% of CAGR, which is very promising and also achieves a noble cause of decarbonizing at scale along with the commercial interest. So in terms of $3 to $3.5 per kg of hydrogen, we are definitely competitive in terms of hydrogen's application for feedstock. We need to do lot of work, lot of committed efforts to bring it to gradually, as we have seen in solar, to bring it to 2.5, 1.5 and then $1, which will take of course some time, but that is definitely possible with the collaborative efforts from the industry.
So, sir, as we discussed about the whole value chain, so the solar is being done as a group. Solar has been done by Gensol, right?
Correct.
And then it comes the electrolyzer part that is being handled by Matrix Gas and Renewables. And if I talk about the storage part also Matrix Gas and Renewable will be stepping into, or right now they are active in this?
So currently we are not thinking of manufacturing the storage or compressors or dispensers, but definitely as requirement of our customers, we are procuring these components from the original equipment manufacturers. As of now, we would like to focus on electrolyzers manufacturing, which is the largest cost in the total supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
So we are focusing on that particular single vision. But for our esteemed customers, we are definitely aligned to provide them the EPC as well as build on operate
Okay.
services, and providing the projects where it will be full spectrum.
Okay.
Of course, we are not manufacturing, but we are procuring from other very good OEMs and providing the EPC services for our esteemed customers.
So basically, we are more into investing. We are an investing community. So if somebody wants to invest, so you are saying that major cost comes with the electrolyzers.
Correct.
So we should definitely look into anybody wants to invest, so he should look into the electrolyzers and then the solar thing, right? These are the two major things in the entire process.
Absolutely. So green hydrogen will, if you take solar and electrolyzers,
Mm-hmm.
it will take about 70 odd percent
Mm-hmm.
of your total components cost.
Mm-hmm.
And these are also standalone infrastructure projects where, for example, our customers who have the green hydrogen valley requirements or green hydrogen dedicated infrastructure for their plant, we are developing it where it is even 100%,
Okay.
where we don't need the compressor, storage, dispensers, but that actually is driven by decision by the customers.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here to be driven by the customer requirements and align accordingly. Of course, in terms of electrolyzer manufacturing, we are going for the alkaline technology.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever customer has requirement of any other technology, which includes PEM, SOEC, all those technologies, we have access to the OEMs. We procure those stakes as well as BOPs, and we do the EPC services or build on operate infrastructure
Mm-hmm.
investment from the Matrix balance sheet.
So you said you raised funds, pre-IPO funds in March, April, February and March. So
Correct.
at what valuations you raised funds? Can you just?
Yeah, sure. So we have raised this fund at 900 crores of pre-money,
Okay.
and which goes to 1250
Yeah.
crores
Post-money.
of post money.
Post-money.
But from there also, based on how the transactions are going on,
Mm-hmm.
so we are very happy that
So from there also you have 2x right now.
almost you can say so,
Okay.
based on the kind of intel which we are getting
Mm-hmm.
from our shareholders, that from that valuation also it is now almost 2.5x, which our respective shareholders are making, and we are very happy for that.
And so when can we expect the IPO?
That's a good question. So basically we are aiming for filing the DRHP in the financial year of 25-26,
Okay, coming year.
coming year.
Okay.
Once we have the audited balance sheet
Okay.
and P&L for 24-25. So we will be filing in the second half. We are targeting to file DRHP in the second half of FY 25-26.
Okay.
And then based on the clearance from SEBI and all stakeholders, we are looking forward to hit the public market soon.
Okay. All the best for that, sir.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
green hydrogen is looking very promising, and I would just wish Matrix as a renewable and the entire team that we are expecting, because we are also a shareholder of Matrix as a renewable. We are also expecting a multi-bagger return from this company, and so as the sector also is very promising. And my best wishes are with you, sir.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Abhishek.
Thank you.
It is really good trust which all the shareholders, all big shareholders, all small shareholders, nothing is big or small in terms of the funds, but in terms of all shareholders are big for us. So we take that as an obligation that we need to perform better to deliver value to shareholders.
Mm-hmm.
And we look forward to put in 100% commitment as team Matrix to achieve the same.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Abhishek.
So this was about green hydrogen. We want to know about which all verticals does Matrix as a renewable work in?
Sure, Abhishek. So, as Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited, we work on two value chains.
Okay.
One we have discussed in detail, which is green hydrogen.
Green hydrogen, right.
Second, which is very prominent, is also natural gas ecosystem.
Okay.
So, in terms of natural gas, we are into two business streams. First, we are into the natural gas aggregation business, wherein we blend our portfolio in terms of LNG as well as domestic gas produced based on commercial terms.
Okay.
So we have a portfolio of natural gas, which we use the common carrier approach in terms of various infrastructure, like the pipeline infrastructure, which is developed by national oil companies as well as private players. So we use them on tolling basis, very much similar to how we use national highways and providing tolls
Okay.
for development of national highways. So we use them on tolling basis. We provide them the charges which are on per MMBTU basis, and we, from the gas aggregation perspective, we add lot of flexibilities for the end user, because each and every end user has a very typical set of requirements for running their plants. So we focus on individual end users, which belongs to basically various categories, and this part actually complements the green hydrogen.
Okay.
So the kind of plants or industries where it is used for energy generation or for heating or burning purpose, there actually, as of today, natural gas is much more cost efficient. So we supply natural gas to all the sectors where the demand is more than 50,000 SCMD
Okay.
as per the PNGRB regulation, which is the control body for gas aggregation, Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, which in turn reports to MOPNG, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So based on those regulations, we supply natural gas. We give a one-stop solution. So if you are running an industry, you would like to focus on your production, whatever produces you have.
Right. Right.
Let us say, for example, steel, fertilizer, chemicals, CGD. We are also supplying to CGD entities. Then the glass manufacturers,
Okay.
ceramic manufacturers. So they like to focus on specifically their production, their end products, and we manage the gas portfolio for them. We also have access to LNG. We also have access to natural gas, which is produced within our country.
Okay.
So we utilize best of both of them, the storage flexibilities of LNG as well as competitive prices of domestic gas. And we provide the reliable and flexible solution for the end users within the country. We are present, we have supplied the natural gas to all of the major customers which are drawing more than 50,000 SCMD. So the gas aggregation business is doing quite well, phenomenally adding the turnover and profitability. In terms of the other business stream which we are developing, which is actually the natural hedge and in terms of synergy of gas aggregation, which is CGD. So in terms of city gas distribution, how we are working is, as 98% of our country has been given the licenses for the CGD segment,
Right.
with the proactive approach of Government of India, PNGRB. So we are acquiring several geographical areas, which actually becomes the long-term sink for our natural gas aggregation business.
Oh.
So in a way, that is synergy creation for both the business.
Okay.
And with that, we have the vision to acquire 15 geographical areas. We are in the advanced stage of acquisition of 5 geographical areas and working on various stages of discussion and negotiation for remaining 10 geographical areas.
Okay.
So in that way, we are having the vision to create not only the gas aggregation business, which is definitely a very good business stream for Matrix, but also to create a lifetime business of CGD.
Okay.
Because once you have set up the infrastructure, once you have put in the hard work of creating the state of the art assets, again safety is major key in this business as well. And having the experience of working in this business for more than 17 years, we very well understand that what is the critical aspect of safety. So from that point of view, we are developing this geographical areas platform, which will be a long-term sink for our gas aggregation business. And this in a way also is a enabler for decarbonization.
Okay.
Because here we are replacing the traditional fuels like FO, LDO, which are much more emission creating alternate fuels. So we are replacing them with natural gas, which is 95% methane. Of course, green hydrogen is much ahead in terms of decarbonization. So we are taking this as a transition. So first we would like to convert the customers from FO, LDO, all those more emission creating fuels to natural gas, which is, you can say, in the middle, and then convert the customers into green hydrogen.
Okay.
So that is the kind of tradition, or that is the kind of transition path which as Matrix Gas and Renewables we are following, and we are trying to achieve the decarbonization along with the cost reduction to customers.
Okay. So the major revenue right now comes from the green hydrogen vertical or this vertical?
Major revenue till last year was coming from gas aggregation business.
Okay.
From this year, we have also started to click in the revenues from green hydrogen. And CGD, we are looking forward to add the revenues from the second half of the current financial year.
Okay. So going forward, we expect more revenues from green hydrogen?
So I would put it like this. Okay. You should expect more revenues from all the business streams.
Okay, that's wonderful.
But definitely the percentage share. So in spite of natural gas ecosystem growing at very good CAGR, which is 22-25%. But because the green hydrogen ecosystem will grow at 40, 45, 50% of CAGR, in terms of resultant pie, you will see green hydrogen pie will be growing.
Okay.
But natural gas ecosystem will also grow.
So many youngsters are watching you, and they want to get. And if somebody wants to get into green hydrogen sector, so where should he start from? Because you have 17 years of experience. Many people who are into petroleum industries, so and green hydrogen is the next big thing. So where should he start from?
Sure, Abhishek. So I'll take one step back. Okay. I'll set the context. So as Gensol and Matrix Group, we believe very strongly that this is indeed the Amrut Kal for India. Okay. The next decade belongs to India and youth of our country.
Right.
So that is the first mega trend which we are seeing. Second mega trend within that trend is that the tier 2, tier 3 and MSME companies will grow at a much faster pace because of the technology innovation, because of the flexibilities, because of the opportunities available on the platter. So that is the second mega trend. And third mega trend within that trends is the next decade belong to green hydrogen.
Okay.
So any youngster who want to get immense benefits out of these three mega trends, and I think we are very fortunate to position ourselves within this particular Amrut Kal.
Mm-hmm.
So if any youth or any particular company would like to take the benefit, I think these are the three mega trends.
Okay.
And out of this, there are a lot of options, opportunities available in terms of technology innovation,
Okay.
where the capex requirement is much lesser,
Mm-hmm.
because the how we see as Matrix Gas and Renewables Limited, that any business we do, let it be green hydrogen, electrolyzer, green steel,
Mm-hmm.
green ammonia, gas aggregation, CGD, then your downside should be kept
Mm-hmm.
as a risk mitigation and your upside should be uncapped. So, from that point of view, the risks in technology innovation are much lesser, downsides are kept. And based on the indigenous technology development,
Mm-hmm.
the youth can actually come up with a very strong business case. And then, once they have developed the indigenous technology, then there are a lot of opportunities available by the existing industry, by the existing companies who can jointly co-develop that particular product, set up the manufacturing plant within India, and achieve Make in India mission for Government of India, where Government of India is also taking very growth adjacent measures which supports youth of India to create such kind of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
If we all can think big, put in our best efforts, hard work, along with smart work, I think there is lots and lots of opportunities available for the youth of our country.
Okay. Thank you, sir. It was really insightful. Though I have read lots and lots of articles about green hydrogen, but now I'm much more clear in my thought process. And I think many people basically must be getting the idea of investing, because this is more of an investing community. And since you have mentioned, we cannot tell the names of the company, but now many people know that, okay, where to invest. Thank you very much for coming for the show, sir. And all the best for Matrix Gas and Renewables. It should become a multi-bagger for us as well. And green hydrogen is the next big thing. So we wish you all the best. From me and from the entire A Square community, wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you very much.
Right, sir.
Thank you to you as well as your followers. Wishing you all the best
Thank you, sir.
to achieve future which we are seeing today
Right.
and convert it into the reality.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, Ji.
Thank you, sir.